The Independent report that Gary Neville launched a scathing attack on Tottenham Hotspur despite the club securing Premier League survival on the final day of the season, branding their campaign pathetic and demanding major changes under manager Roberto De Zerbi. There were emotional scenes at full time as De Zerbi sprinted onto the pitch and supporters celebrated the relief of survival after one of the darkest domestic campaigns in the club's modern history. However, former Manchester United defender Gary Neville insisted the celebrations should not distract from what he described as a disastrous season. Speaking on Sky Sports, Gary Neville questioned whether Spurs players should feel ashamed after dragging one of the world's richest clubs into a relegation battle. He argued that despite winning the Europa League last season, Tottenham have become serial underachievers and claimed the past two Premier League campaigns represented new lows for the club. Neville pointed to Tottenham's dreadful home form as evidence of the scale of the collapse. The victory over Everton was their first home league win since beating Brentford in early December, leaving only already relegated Burnley and Wolverhampton Wanderers with worse home records. The pundit also warned that De Zerbi faces a huge rebuilding task this summer. Neville suggested some players appeared disconnected from the club and said the Italian coach must now drive a bulldozer through that dressing room to rebuild standards and mentality. The article also reflected on how close Spurs came to disaster. Earlier in the season, Neville had already criticised the squad as a concoction of misfits while the team languished in the relegation zone amid poor performances and managerial upheaval. Tottenham ultimately survived thanks to De Zerbi's late season rescue job after he replaced interim coach Igor Tudor in March. Spurs collected enough points during the run-in to stay above West Ham by 2 points, finishing 17th for the second consecutive season.